Have you ever been trapped in that painfully awkward silence after a casual, "Hey, how are you?" Maybe you felt your brain scrambling for something, anything, to say while the other person politely smiles, waiting. Here's the thing. Small talk doesn't have to feel like navigating a verbal minefield. In fact, it can be your ultimate secret weapon for building connections and never feeling awkward again. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll be effortlessly charming, no matter where you are or who you're talking to. Let's start by tackling the biggest myth about small talk, that it's superficial. Think of small talk as the appetizer before a gourmet meal. It's not the main course, but it's essential for setting the stage. Master it, and you're paving the way for deeper, more meaningful conversations. And no, it's not about talking about the weather, unless you're using it as a springboard for something better. Like, wow, this heat makes me wonder if we're actually living in a sci-fi movie about climate change. What's your favorite futuristic book or movie? Boom. Instant engagement. Here's the golden rule of small talk. It's not about being interesting. It's about being interested. People love talking about themselves, so your job? Become a curious detective. Start with open-ended questions that can't be answered with a yes or no. For example, instead of asking, "Did you enjoy the event?" Try, "What was the most interesting part of the event for you?" That's an invitation to a richer conversation. And let's not forget the power of body language. Want to look approachable? Uncross your arms, relax your shoulders, and don't be afraid to smile. A genuine smile is like a welcome mat for conversation. But here's the twist. People subconsciously mirror the energy and openness of the person they're talking to. If you radiate warmth and curiosity, they'll likely do the same. Ever feel like you're running out of things to say? Try this trick. Use the Ford method. It stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. These are universal topics almost anyone can talk about. Let's say someone mentions they're a teacher. Instead of saying, "Oh, cool," and letting the conversation die, follow up with, "What's the most surprising thing you've learned from your students?" You're taking a simple topic and turning it into an opportunity for them to share something meaningful. Another pro tip? Sprinkle in a little self-deprecating humor. It's disarming and makes you instantly relatable. For example, if you're at a networking event, you could say, "I always feel like I'm auditioning for a talk show host job at these things. Do you have any secret networking hacks?" Not only does this show you don't take yourself too seriously, but it also invites them to share their own experiences. Now let's talk about those dreaded moments of silence. You know the ones. Here's a mindset shift. Silence isn't your enemy. It's actually an opportunity. When the conversation pauses, use it to observe something around you and comment on it. For instance, if you're at a coffee shop, you could say, "This place always has the most interesting artwork. Do you have a favorite spot like this?" The key is to keep it light and observational. Here's a curveball. Sometimes, the best small talk isn't small at all. People love stories. Share a quick, engaging anecdote that ties into the conversation. Maybe someone mentions they love hiking. You could respond with, "Oh, hiking reminds me of the time I got lost in the woods for 3 hours because I insisted I didn't need a map. Lesson learned." Stories make you memorable and give others a chance to share their own. But what about those times when you're talking to someone who, well, let's just say isn't giving you much to work with? Here's a strategy. Go meta. Acknowledge the awkwardness with a lighthearted comment. Something like, "I always find these situations a little tricky. It's like we're both trying to figure out if we're supposed to be best friends or just politely nodding acquaintances." Humor breaks the tension and makes you both feel at ease. Let's address another common small talk fear: saying the wrong thing. Here's the truth. People rarely remember exactly what you said. They remember how you made them feel. Focus on making the other person feel seen, heard, and valued. Even if you stumble over your words, your warmth and attentiveness will shine through. And for those introverts out there, don't think of small talk as a performance. Think of it as a series of mini connections. You don't have to wow everyone with your wit or charm. Simply showing genuine interest in the other person is enough to make a lasting impression. Here's a fun hack to keep conversations flowing. Use word bridges. These are phrases or keywords in someone's response that you can use to transition to a new topic. For example, if someone says, "I just got back from Italy," you could respond with, "Oh, Italy. What was your favorite city? I've always wanted to visit Rome because of its history." Word bridges keep the conversation dynamic and engaging. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of a good exit strategy. Ending a conversation gracefully is just as important as starting one. Try something like, "It was great chatting with you. I'm going to grab a drink, but I hope we get to talk again soon." It's polite, confident, and leaves the door open for future interaction. So there you have it. Small talk isn't about being the most interesting person in the room. It's about creating tiny moments of connection that make people feel good in your presence. And when you master that, awkward silences will be a thing of the past.